All right, big news coming in. Hemant Soren likely to be arrested anytime now. India Today's cameras zooming in on Hemant Soren's residence as we keep a close watch on the movements of the ED officers. It's been close to 7 hours now, 1 p.m. that the grilling began, and it still continues. Our sources tell us there haven't been satisfactory answers coming in from Hemant Soren. This is almost the 11th time that the ED has met with Hemant Soren. At least they've missed the first 9 times. The 10th time they grilled him. The 11th time, or the 10th time he went missing. The 11th time they finally managed to grill him, and it could land up in an arrest. This is what the information that we get here. In fact, Hemant Soren was in the last 24 hours. He has been quite aloof. He's missing for at least 2 days. From Sunday to Monday, he was out. No one knows where he was, at an undisclosed location, and then magically resurfaces just last afternoon and then says he's willing for ED questioning. ED reaches his home early today, and they've been grilling him all through the afternoon. It's now nearly 7 hours. It's not ended yet, but it's likely that it could end in an arrest. Dramatic visuals there right outside Hemant Soren's residence as we have our cameras rolling non-stop. Shreya Chatterjee, our correspondent who's right at Hemant Soren's residence. Shreya, give us more. Hemant Soren is likely to be arrested, and also JMM coming up with Plan B. They already have a strategy in place. They're all set to call his wife, Kalpana Soren, the next chief minister. She could be the puppet chief minister to hold on to reins until Hemant Soren sorts his deal out.
Well, that's exactly what is floating since quite some time, but we will see what transpires. Now, if the Enforcement Directorate arrests him, which it is almost imminent because we are looking at an official confirmation only, we will be seeing Hemant Soren also first officially tendering his resignation, and subsequently the process of arrest will move forward. On the other hand, because this will also mark a change of guard in the political scenario of the state of Ranchi, we will also be seeing the JMM and the Congress, the ruling alliance, moving forth with their next leader. The two choices that were put forward are that of the name of Kalpana Soren followed by Champai Soren. It will be seen how that follows, but definitely till yesterday at least, the leaders were extremely tight-lipped. They did not want to give a confirmation on the name of Kalpana Soren, suggesting that Hemant Soren will continue. But as this sword dangles over Hemant Soren, we will definitely be seeing the possible fall as is expected. First and foremost, we will see him resigning, and then subsequently the show of support will move in for their second leader, is what we are given to understand.
All right, show of support to the second leader, but not entire support coming for Kalpana Soren. Because if we go by reports, we believe Sita Soren, who's the sister-in-law of the Jharkhand Chief Minister, has already raised her objection. She says, why only the wife of Hemant Soren? She's not even a sitting MLA. Sita Soren, in fact, is a sitting MLA. She says there are many other senior leaders who could take on the mantle, are more effective, more experienced. Why an inexperienced Kalpana Soren to take on as the puppet CM? So objections already coming in. Shreya, do we know if JMM Netas have already have spoken on these lines? Large support for Hemant Soren, but a few of them, family members of Hemant Soren, not very happy with Kalpana's placement, if at all it turns reality.
Well, Nabila, this was what the BJP, especially Nishikant Dubey, has been suggesting, that there is a rift within the Soren family. Very specifically, we saw Nishikant Dubey tweet out the name of both Basant Soren and Sita Soren, suggesting that they are not really happy with the name of Kalpana Soren. Sita Soren is still unreachable. Last she was in the national capital. JMM sources have to say that she had gone on her personal reason. However, personal reason at a time like this, political development does give an inkling to a different scene. Talking about Basant Soren, he still suggests that he is very much in strength with the Soren family. There is no rift. They are in support of the JMM. He also suggested that nothing like suggesting Kalpana Soren's name has so far taken place. So we'll have to see that whether that development that he actually, when he actually gave a on-record conversation, is something that he also stands by, because in a political development scenario, we never can go by the last word. talking about this entire development of the rift of Kalpana Soren is another possibility, because as I'm talking, Nabila, there are two leaders' names that are floating, not just Kalpana Soren. A second option of Champai Soren is also floating. So we will have to see that whether out of these names is what is the final choice. But right now what will proceed is the arrest, the resignation of Hemant Soren, and then the change of guard.
You know, yesterday was quite dramatic, Shreya. We also have Anupam Mishra, who's right there at Hemant Soren's residence. We're going to try and patch him. But for the moment, the way the situation unfolded in the last 24 hours has been quite dramatic. Hemant Soren left Ranchi in a chartered plane to arrive into Delhi, was at his residence, and then late night on Monday, he took off by foot and then went on to travel by road for nearly 1,300 kilometers all the way from Ranchi to Delhi. Despite having a chartered plane that was sitting waiting for him to come back, he decided to go by car. Where was he? He was literally untraceable for nearly 40 hours. So a lot of questions being raised about his whereabouts, unsatisfactory answers coming in to the Enforcement Directorate as per our sources. So is an arrest imminent? Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren currently being grilled by the Enforcement Directorate. He's allegedly amassed compelling, ED has in fact got compelling evidence. They claim that they have enough to suggest that he could have indulged in large-scale corruption, a land case, a legal mining case, and a coal mining case. A scam that they claim that they have been investigating for a few years now, and the ED has been literally chasing Hemant Soren for the last 1 year. 9 summons that he skipped, evaded, and finally he's been cornered.
The Enforcement Directorate in action. Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren is under scrutiny. Investigators descended on his Ranchi residence. Security around his home increased. On Monday, the ED confiscated 2 BMWs, 36 lakh in cash and documents during searches at Soren's official residence in New Delhi. The ED is investigating at least 3 cases of money laundering. Investigators suspect his involvement in illegal mining and land deals.
When the Enforcement Directorate is questioning Hemant Soren allegedly because of his links to Benami properties and the illegal mining scam, we also see Hemant Soren responding to the Enforcement Directorate's action by registering an FIR against the ED officials, suggesting that they are trying to tarnish his image because he's an SC/ST leader.
In an email to the ED on Sunday, Soren alleged that its actions were driven by a political agenda to disrupt the state government's functioning.
मुख्यमंत्री को लापता का पोस्टर भाजपा ने जारी कर दिया है पिजुल साहब। अरे उसको करने दिए, वो कौन पूछ के गया था? क्या उसका नियम था जो ईडी किया उस तरह जाने का है नियम?
Within the Chief Minister's imminent arrest looming, the ruling JMM has devised a contingency plan. In a strategic political maneuver, the Chief Minister has secured the signatures of party MLAs on 2 blank papers. According to sources close to the matter, these documents are letters of support for 2 potential candidates, Kalpana Soren, the Chief Minister's wife, and State Cabinet Minister Champai Soren, one of which may be presented to the governor in case Hemant Soren faces arrest. Speculations about a break within the party ranks also abound. Basant Soren, Hemant Soren's younger brother, and Sita Soren, the Chief Minister's sister-in-law, are said to have a backing of 18 JMM MLAs. Party patriarch Sibu Soren is also reported to support Basant Soren as the new Chief Minister in the event of the incumbent's arrest. The political drama in Ranchi reaching its crescendo as the ED investigations into the alleged role of the Chief Minister in dubious deals deepens. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let me cut across to Satyajit, who's joining us live, our correspondent from Ranchi himself. Satyajit, we're hearing multiple stories of JMM MLAs already gearing up to leave to an undisclosed location. They want to keep their flock together, their MLAs as one unit, but it's a Mahagadbandhan in Jharkhand. We're seeing the JMM in alliance with the Congress and the RJD. Are all the MLAs together, or are only the JMM MLAs coming to a huddle?
No, all the MLAs are together and they have gathered at the CM house since yesterday. They were instructed to stay in Ranchi, in and around Ranchi. After that, they were directed to gather at the local circuit house with their bag and baggage. And from that time, they are hanging around in Ranchi and inside the CM house also. All of them are there. The legislators from Congress party, the legislators from JMM, and the lone legislature of RJD, who is also a cabinet minister in Jharkhand. Apart from that, Binod Singh, the lone MLA of CPI-ML, who is supporting the ruling alliance, is also there inside the CM house. And 3 buses were seen entering the back door of the CM house, and perhaps they will be carried to Raj Bhavan to show the strength. To show the strength, you can see there is a massive deployment of forces outside the Raj Bhavan, hub of activities outside the Raj Bhavan, and we have the informations, the insiders have spoke to us that they are not going to any undisclosed location. If required, they will come to Raj Bhavan, and the sources have revealed, they have disclosed that they have an appointment at around 7:50 p.m. They will come here, show the strength that they have the numbers. In the case CM is arrested, which is most likely, the ED sources have revealed. In that case, they will come and show the strength that they have the numbers.
Your sources tell you that all the leaders, the JMM, the RJD and the Congress MLAs are going to come together, meet with the governor in a little while from now. And that's the big news that we're tracking. Soren couldn't answer some of the ED questions, and this is the last round of questioning. Hemant Soren likely to be arrested any time now. But in the meanwhile, we believe that all the MLAs are gearing up to meet with the governor, and that they will be meeting the governor at around 9:30 p.m. That's roughly the time that's been given. 9:30 p.m. MLAs of Jharkhand will collectively be meeting with the governor and possibly will be issuing a letter to suggest that they will have Kalpana Soren as the chief minister. Could be a change of guard. They want to show strength. They want to show that their government is stable for the moment. Shreya Chatterjee with us. Shreya, the purpose of all the MLAs meeting with the governor, they are not wasting a moment. And of course, we know that the opposition is a BJP, which is waiting for opportunities of such nature. Here you have the JMM, the RJD and the Congress MLAs all in a huddle to ensure that their flock is together, that they have a strategy, a plan B in place. And what is your plan B?
Well, you know, Nabila, the change of timing has now taken place. Earlier, this at 7:50 is when the governor was supposed to meet them. But now we are learning that between 9 to 9:30 is when he will actually be meeting the MLAs and the leaders. What we are also being told that this is being done to ensure that there is no chance or a possibility of a defection. That's exactly why we will see that a very smooth planned paperwork that will be taken forward by the JMM, Congress and the ruling alliance over here in Jharkhand. They will move ahead, give the resignation of Hemant Soren to the governor. It will be on him how, he will then accept, and obviously we will then subsequently see the second name being suggested, and there will be the change of guard that will happen officially. So they want a very smooth and swift change right now, the moment the arrest by the Enforcement Directorate takes place, because they do not want the possibility of any defection, and to prove that the house is in order despite an ED action arresting the sitting chief minister of the state.
Shreya, would you continue to get us the latest? So what we are expecting, viewers, right now, the arrest of Hemant Soren imminent any time now. What we are being made to believe that all modalities in place, the final round of questioning also over. What we have been given to understand that the ED is all set to make that arrest on the count that Hemant Soren could not answer any questions. Is this going to be one moment in history, viewers, where for the first time a sitting chief minister has been arrested by the ED? Well, as far as my memory serves me right, it is correct, because the last time around where the fodder scam was there, Lalu Yadav had stepped down from his post before that arrest. So a lot attached to these visuals that we are getting in right now. The final round of questioning right now on what we've been given to believe. My colleague Shreya is with us. Shreya, will you take us through how is it that we have been given to understand clearly now that an arrest is imminent? What now is left is only getting in all modalities in place. In the recent past, one of the most high-profile arrests that the Enforcement Directorate would made. Is there a protocol when a possible sitting chief minister is arrested? Would you take us through the latest on that account?
Preeti, we're talking about the Prevention of the Money Laundering Act. Now, at that particular case, when money laundering is concerned, if the Enforcement Directorate finds that the suspect is evasive, not really answering properly, and if they have the trails in place, they can go ahead and arrest. And that's precisely why we are seeing the Enforcement Directorate tightening their nose around Hemant Soren. The drama started unfolding from Monday morning in the Delhi residence of Hemant Soren. They suggested that despite the summon order that was given by them, they acted on a fresh input, is why they did not wait for Hemant Soren to respond. And as we talk, I will just give you the live visual updates. We see officials now moving in the residence of the Jharkhand Chief Minister. I will get a confirmation, but it looks like an ED official just entered the residence of the Jharkhand Chief Minister. And as we talk, Preeti, while this entire thing transpires, from the DGP, the IG, to all the senior authorities present, the DC Ranchi, everyone, they are currently inside. The JMM, the ruling alliance over here, the MLAs have already sought time between 9 to 9:30 from the governor, because they do not want any defection in place. They want, if this happens, then a smooth flow of transformation to a second in command. So everything is in place. We're only waiting for the moment of confirmation, because the visuals here speak for themselves that it is only imminent that we will see the sitting Chief Minister of Jharkhand being arrested by the Enforcement Directorate.
Imminent, it is a PMLA case. A lot comes down where an arrest is made under PMLA, and Shreya is going to break it down for us viewers. But, this is possibly what we're witnessing right now could easily tantamount to history in the making. For the first time, a sitting Chief Minister arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. What now? Politically speaking, well, time has been sought from the governor. In all probabilities, it seems it would be the wife of Hemant Soren, Kalpana Soren, who would be taking over the reins. But we're going to try and get you a confirmation on that as well. But these visuals that are coming in where the Chief Minister's residence is concerned, any time right now, that confirmation of an arrest will be conveyed at least to the stakeout where the media outside the residence of the CM's house of Hemant Soren. It is a PMLA case. He is being questioned under money laundering, and now it seems that the ED not happy with the answers provided by Hemant Soren. Mind you, viewers, Hemant Soren on multiple occasions has skipped a summon by the ED, and it just seems it's all tying in together right now. Munish, are we, I reckon this would be possible history in the making where a sitting Chief Minister would be arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. Can you give us the latest on what can we expect? What are your sources telling you?
Well, Preeti, this is true. This will be for the first time that a sitting Chief Minister will be arrested by the Enforcement Directorate in history. As far as his arrest is concerned, we have been given to understand is that any time from now, the Enforcement Directorate may officially confirm that Hemant Soren, the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, has been arrested. But what was the reason and what was the evidence based on which Hemant Soren will be arrested, if at all? The sources within the Enforcement Directorate, right in the national capital, and also those who are part of the questioning party, which is in Ranchi at the residence of CM, they are saying that he was questioned regarding all three alleged scams. That number one is illegal mining scam, the second is the coal scam, and the third one is the land scam case. Now, in all three cases, what ED did, they questioned Hemant Soren first, but the investigative officer was not satisfied with the answers of Hemant Soren. There were certain questions when Hemant Soren started answering those questions, then there were documentary evidences with which Hemant Soren was confronted. At that point of time, Hemant Soren was not able to defend himself. And now the clinching part was that when some of the officers of the Enforcement Directorate, they produced certain statements of officials who are still serving in Jharkhand government. They have taken name of Hemant Soren, saying that not only Hemant Soren was aware of the scam, but also he was involved. So based on these evidence, based on these documentary evidence, the ED has decided to arrest Hemant Soren. At this point of time, this is
Munish, can I just, apologies for coming in, but to clarify for our viewers, the arrest is going to be made by the ED on all the 3 cases that you've elucidated, where PMLA is also involved.
No, well, officially, Preeti, Hemant Soren will be arrested in the land scam case because in other 2 cases, he is being investigated directly. But the summon was issued in the land scam case, and that is why, ED at this point of time, if at all they make arrest today, then it will be in the land scam case. Now, apart from, arresting Hemant Soren, the ED is also conducting some meetings right in the national capital because they also want to go through all the aspects, because Hemant Soren is a very popular chief minister of the state of Jharkhand. If he is arrested, then law and order is going to be a huge problem, not only for the state, but also for the Enforcement Directorate, because Preeti, if Hemant Soren is arrested, then for the next 14 days, he will be in custody of Enforcement Directorate. Now, ED has to secure not only Hemant Soren, but also their own officers, their own office, so they have to take care of the law and order situation also. Apart from this law and order situation, they also want to ensure that they have a safe house in the state of Jharkhand, and that is why there is some delay in officially declaring whether Hemant Soren will be arrested today, he will be summoned again. But my sources within the Enforcement Directorate are telling that any moment from now, he will be shown arrest on paper.
All right, so any moment from now is what we are expecting, that Hemant Soren will be arrested, especially, Munish, where PMLA is involved. These are grave charges, especially for a sitting chief minister, where he will be in ED custody for the next 14 days. What's the political fallout of that? We're going to continue to get through that where our political reporters are concerned. But my colleague Munish is going to take us through the line of questioning and, of course, Munish, dramatic sequence of events that is transpired over the last 48 hours, which is now will, in all probability, lead to the arrest of Hemant Soren.
Absolutely, Preeti. And, as far as the line of questioning of Hemant Soren is concerned, initially it was the land scam case. And what sources within the Enforcement Directorate have told India Today that during the searches at the residence of Mr. Hemant Soren in the national capital, even there also they got certain evidence regarding this case. These evidence are being treated as a fresh evidence by the Enforcement Directorate. During the course of investigation, they recorded a statement of certain individuals. There was one person called Amit Agrawal. Amit Agrawal is a businessman, but he is seen as someone who is allegedly very close to Hemant Soren. Now, that person was investigated by the Enforcement Directorate, and ED sources are saying that he is someone who was closely working with Hemant Soren, and he was one who was helping Hemant Soren in building Benami properties. At this point of time, these charges are allegations by the Enforcement Directorate, but sources are saying that these are clinching evidence in any, investigation. And Preeti, also remember, ED records every statement under Section 50 of Prevention of Money Laundering Act, which means that the statement itself is an evidence. They do not need any magistrate, statement or anything. Certainly.
Well, many would say it's a draconian law, but under PMLA, things are going to get very difficult for Hemant Soren. What we are being given to understand right now, viewers, is that Section 144 of the CRPC has been imposed around Hemant Soren's residence. We can see massive police arrangement where multiple vehicles have been brought in. We are being given to understand that an arrest is imminent, and that would be history in the making. For the first time, a sitting chief minister would be arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. It's happened on 3 occasions before, primarily of Lalu Yadav, Jaya Lalita, as well as Uma Bharati, but all 3 of them stepped down before courting arrest. But we're going to go into a quick break, but all our cameras right now poised at the Chief Minister's residence. We are going to get you the latest as it comes through, and we are expecting anytime, viewers, the arrest of Hemant Soren.